Hello, Capricorn. This is Casey. I'm here to do your March 1st through 15th, 2020 love reading. Okay, first card up is keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Okay. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So you may meet somebody through somebody else, okay? First card is the Two of Cups. This is two people coming together in a love relationship, okay? Now, there's been a completion. There's been a major completion, successful completions of lessons learned, okay? So you have, like I said, you've completed all this. Now you're moving out of that energy toward new beginnings, okay? You're moving back to a zero, which is the Fool, okay? Not quite there yet, but it's just getting ready to turn over, okay? And then we have the Four of Wands. This is the 1111 card. This is a soulmate card. It could also be the marriage card. Now, some fears and illusions need to be looked at around this also, okay? I get the feeling there's lots of fears and illusions. Don't push them away. Sit down and talk to them and see what they're trying to show you, see what they're trying to teach you, okay? And in the past, we have the King of Cups. This is a mature person, very loving, very giving, and it could gender neutral, okay? Can be emotionally available. That's the most important thing, okay? Knows how to give and take. Is very loving, caring, okay? Good family person. Now, in the now, we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, this is a person that's been through a lot. They've gone through lots of transformation and change. They knew who they are. They know what they want. Okay, they're bringing light to the situation, truth and clarity, and they do follow their intuition and knowing. Okay, but they're very independent. Now, there is a longing for something or someone for the past. This could be someone or something coming back from the past, okay? Or just a longing nostalgia for it. But somebody can't make up their mind, okay? Because normally the heart is crossed with the swords and she has a blindfold. But in this one, she's watching. She's watching. It's like she can't make a decision. She can't make a choice, but she's watching how this person is acting. Okay? Actions speak louder than words kind of comes to mind. And this is going to go on for a while because here we have it in the future also. Okay? So, yeah, this is going to take some time. Because it's in the now and it's in the future. Somebody has to make some decisions and choices. Now, we do have the Queen of Cups here. This is, like I said, these are gender neutral, okay? This is someone loving, caring, nurturing, okay? Emotionally available. This person is ready to offer a cup of love. And then we have the Queen of Coins, the Queen of Pentacles. Very successful person, hardworking. Knows how to manifest things. Very much in touch with nature. Very much in touch with gratitude, okay? Takes time to smell the roses. But she knows how to manifest exactly what she wants. She knows how to work hard to get what she wants, okay? Now, where you're at now is still in the Six of Cups. Longing for someone or something from the past, or someone or something coming back from the past. That's twice in here. You've got two of Swords twice, and you've got the Six of Cups twice. Okay, this is a major, major, major part of your life right now, okay? Now, the environment around you is the Ace of Pentacles. This is prosperity and abundance. It could be money. It could be work. It could be happy family, safety, security, okay? Moving toward your dreams. And in your hopes and fears, it's like, this is the 10. This is the 9 is a completion, and here's the 10. You're clearing up, carrying all these burdens, okay? You are, this could be looked at two ways. Either you're tired of carrying the burdens, you're ready to lay them all down, but this is a 10. That would be a 9. A 10 is walking away, starting to go from carrying those burdens into the new energy, which would be the Ace of Wands, and starting all over again as something passionate and creativity. Or this person has already gathered up all their things and they have walked away from the situation, no longer wanting to carry anybody else's burdens. But see, there's 2 deer in the background, and the deer tell me that the universe has opened up a couple new pathways for you. So you have to make some choices and decisions. And again, here's the result. Here's the 8 of Cups. Okay. This is walking away from something that's emotionally draining. Okay. Something not emotionally fulfilling. You've been blind to something for a long time, and you're just not going to do it anymore. So you're walking away from the situation. Okay. This is a successful completion of lessons. Okay. This is a huge lesson. Walking away from something that is not good for you is probably one of the main things that you have come in to learn in this lifetime, is to do what's right for you and to walk away from anything that's been hurting you for a long time, okay? Now, we have the 3 of Coins. This is moving forward. This is working hard. This is juggling several things, okay? But it's time to focus on one thing, okay? So the last 2 cards are Sea Otter. That's happiness. Be the master of playful living. Release expectations and enjoy every day. Let worry go and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. And sometimes when we have to walk away from something, it's because we have to have that internal love for ourselves, you know? See, let go of the worry and instead choose love. The last card is Dragon, Supernatural. Hi, happy tears. Dragon, supernatural. You are the ancient wise sage. You can shape shift at will. Mastery is your destiny. Rise with dignity. I mean, to me, it looks like somebody's hit bottom, and now they're ready to, they're walking away from it and they're ready to start anew, okay? Did that make sense, happy tears? Oh. Okay, that's our love reading for Capricorn for the 1st to 15th. My gosh, girl, this makes me think of the Capricorns that I know. You guess? How are you doing today, girl? We've been working all afternoon, my neighbor and I, on getting the class, the grounding class together. So that'll probably be a week from Saturday. So learning a lot of new stuff ourselves. So, this Mercury retrograde is a hard one. Every day is different energy. It's emotionally draining, you know? Emotionally draining. You don't sound like you're doing too good today, girl. So every day is different. I just kind of get up and take one day at a time, do what I got to do, and time is flying by big time, you know? So I don't know. It's raining. We had snow again yesterday. It was 31 degrees today. It'll be, I think, 26 degrees tomorrow. And the March winds have started. Okay. I'm happy with the March winds going as long as there's snow on the ground, because then it's not taking all the moisture out of the ground. Because 2 years ago we had fires in I think the end of March because it was so dry. My neighbor, her grandmother lost her house and 5 barns. Okay. That was kind of interesting because I was talking to one of the little hair beauticians down here in our little town, and she says she had a firefighter go in, and she kept seeing these flashes of him being burnt. His jacket, his firefighter jacket had burns all over in it. And she says, listen to me. She says, there's something going to happen that your jacket is going to get burned. She goes, what I keep hearing is you need to pay attention to your surroundings. He goes, yeah. You know, ignoring her, right? So she goes, okay, you're not paying attention to me. Did you have peaches for breakfast? And he goes, yeah, how'd you know? She goes, okay, now I got your attention. Listen to me. There's going to be a fire and your jacket's going to get burned. You're going to be okay as long as you pay attention to your surroundings. He says, you're sure I'm going to be okay? She goes, yeah, just pay attention to your surroundings. A week later, the fires broke out south of here. Okay. It was such a fast moving fire. And this is a little town. Okay. It burned 5 houses and like 10 barns. Okay. Fast, really super fast. The winds were blowing. And yeah, because it was so dry, that wind was just coming through and just drying up everything. And him and the fellow firefighters drove up, got out of the truck. He paid attention to what was going on, looked over, saw the fire next to one of the propane tanks, started screaming at the guys, get in the truck, get in the truck. They got in the truck and put their heads down, and the propane tank exploded. Took the paint off all of the fire truck. All of it. And they tell us there's no global warming. That was the end of March. March is usually one of our snowiest months. But this year we're having more snow and it's staying longer on the ground. So, and then I keep seeing all these fires. The whole southern hemisphere is on fire. You know, if you look at how many fires there are in Africa and South America and Australia, you notice it's not on the news very much anymore. The Amazon, Australian fires, you know. What's it going to be like here this year? Yeah, Australia, the Amazon. When they were talking about the Amazon, there was like 10,000 fires going on through South Africa too. You know, we're supposed to be open. We're supposed to be open news, but there was like 10,000 fires in Africa. You're funny. You're funny. Well, you know, Africa is a big continent and there was just fires everywhere. They're still going on in Australia. They're still going on in the Amazon, and they want to cut down all the trees here for oil and gas. They're taking away our oxygen, our carbon monoxide detectors, transforms everything. Not all of them were man-made, though. A few of them were. So a few of them just contributed to what had already started. Yeah. Uh-huh. And they want to cut down all the Amazon forest to raise cattle, do pipelines, which also contributes to carbon monoxide. Yeah. It's just dry enough that everything's bad. So I'm grateful for the snow. I'm grateful for the cold weather. But like I said, the winds were bad today. I said, we moved into the March winds already. I hope we have the April showers early this year. I know. And and they could move to hemp. They're starting to use more hemp. They can make hemp paper, hemp rope. You need to go to another planet. Well, we all came from another planet in the first place. We came here to be at this time for a specific reason. We all came to experience this, hon. We all came to be part of it. Who else is here? You want to contribute to the conversation too? So the only thing we can do, there's something else you can do with the bubble too, hon. I think we are. What we're doing is we're bringing awareness, because since 1988, I have seen major shifts at times where consciousness is changing. Okay, there's another thing you can do with the bubble. You can take the bubble, you could put green around it and send it for healing. You could put pink around it and put a message in there and send it for love. What are we learning? I have been watching a program called Missing Links, okay? And it's by Greg Braden, and he goes in and he looks through history. He goes in and reads old manuscripts and goes to the old monasteries and stuff and reads these old stories. And he's a geologist, so he sits and he compares when they talk about the sun and the earth and the wind, and he says if you compare them to the periodic table, we've got the sun is hydrogen, the air is oxygen, comparing these things. Water is H2O. And they're telling stories about all this. He says they were so much more advanced than us. And they knew how to take care of things. But he also says our civilizations seem to run in 5,000-year cycles. And he has stories of indigenous people. There's one place, there's a rock. And on this big, huge rock, it tells a story. It's a continuous circle. And it tells what happens during each one of those 5,000-year periods. And then the civilization is destroyed and it starts all over again. And I thought that was interesting. And then he says, if you look back, he says, a lot of places they're thinking that civilization's not over 5,000 years old. He says, but if you go back and look at some of these civilizations that have been dug up, they found a city 15,000 years old that had plumbing and electricity in it. How mind-boggling is that? How mind-boggling is that? But it's cycles. It's like we're going through this over and over again. Yeah. Yeah, I believe it. we go through the same thing over and over again because we're trying to evolve somehow. We get here and we forget, and then I think there's been some major growth. Since 1988, I have seen some major shifts and changes. I remember back in 1992 when Celestine Prophecy come out. There was people everywhere reading that book, everywhere. Yeah. Well, they have roads on Mars too, you know? Yeah. They know a lot more. But I think the Native Americans they have handed down stories generation to generation by word. You were not supposed to change the words because you know how it is. You tell one, whisper something in one person's ear, by the time it gets back to you, the story's changed. They made it so that everybody had to, yeah, they made it so that everybody had to learn the stories word for word. I remember about 20 years ago, there was an article that came out. So one of the Native American tribes in Montana has been telling this story. Oh, see that glacier up there? There's a whale in there. Okay. The glacier's melted back so much that they found a 10,000-year-old whale skeleton in that glacier. They were even shocked. They'd been telling the same story for 10,000 years. But I think they are more right on spiritually than anybody because they correspond with quantum physics. When they talk about we're all one with the rocks, the plants, everything. And they accepted people as they are. I mean, they talk about 5 genders. They said there's the male, there's the female, there's the female that thinks they're a male, there's a male that thinks that he's a female, and there's transgender people. So they recognized all those, and they were all considered gifts from God when they were different like that. One of the greatest war chiefs that they ever had dressed like a woman all the time. But our civilization teaches judgment rather than acceptance, Yeah. Here, if you want to read some interesting stuff, go back and read the book When God Was a Woman. That, and they maybe come into experience it. But the same thing, you know what, hon? If you look at nature, it's normal in nature. It's normal. It happens in all of nature. What makes us think that we're going to be any different? This conversation ought to upset a lot of people. I'm inviting you guys to contribute to the conversation. But a lot of the things that I have learned over the years was I think the Native Americans are more right on than everybody. Yeah. I posted something a few weeks ago. Yeah. I posted something. There's a tree that's changing from a male to a female after 10,000 years. It's like, wow. Nature doesn't need us. We need nature. I was at a metaphysical fair one time, and we were all going around in a circle and giving thanks, right? And I said, thank you to Mother Earth for letting us be here. And somebody kind of snickered, and they asked me why I said that earlier. Yeah. Yeah. So some of them are and some of them aren't. So yeah, he asked me why I said that. And I said, because the earth doesn't need us here. It could shake us off any time at once, you know? So when I transmute things, um, yeah, trees could be male and female too. Especially olive trees. Olive trees are male and female too. Look it up. Look it up. So, if you want to read an interesting book, read When God Was a Woman. Okay? That explains a lot of the attitudes that we have around the world now, especially toward women. Can you tell I'm an avid reader? That's a, my whole life has been reading. I don't go to bars. I don't go out. I don't go drinking. You're funny. I have my nose in a book all the time. Or going to classes, or raising kids. I raised 2 sets of kids, different age groups, by myself. So I'm also starting to watch Dr. Joe Dispenza's. He's talking about the neutrons and stuff in the brain, how they form. Yeah, I believe it, hon. So he's talking about, and I keep telling everybody, watch The Last Christmas. Okay. The only reason I caught the twist on that movie is because I had just read some stuff about heart transplant patients and how they solved some cases because of heart transplant patients. Okay. But there's a twist in that movie. Okay. But there's an intelligence in the heart. The heart has a brain. Yeah. He looks kind of like Andre the Giant. That's cool. Yeah, the heart has a brain. It has a body memory. In fact, the body all has body memory. You know, it remembers trauma. It remembers being hurt by somebody. Uh, yeah, all the body has a body memory. So you can change those neural pathways in the brain and in the heart. And that's why I tell you guys sometimes to bring the energy from the heart up. There's like little strings and they try to connect. When you learn something new, you change the neural pathways in your brain. They're pretty much set by the time you're 35. But when you go in and learn new things, then it says, oh, this is different. We have to create new pathways. Okay. But if you can visualize bringing those pathways down to here and bringing up the pathways from the heart and bring them together and try to make more of a heart head decision. To me, he's just light. So my grandson told me that he did some kind of MST or something. His boss gave him something to smoke, and it was something that put you through the tunnel like you're having a near-death experience. And he says he saw some stuff that he said I saw a very tall being standing there. It was bluish gray clothes, and when he walked around it, he couldn't see any face or anything. And my impression was, you're not supposed to be there yet. So he kept telling me, come on, Grandma, smoke some of this stuff with me. And I said, oh, hell no. I get enough stuff. And you know what's funny? Last night after we got off, my granddaughter, it's funny, this is Mercury retrograde. My granddaughter, who usually doesn't talk to me, messaged to tell me that she missed me and loved me last night. So exactly. But it's kind of set him on a spiritual path now. So he's asking me a lot of questions. And I always thought, well, who am I going to teach all my knowledge to? But it looks like it's going to be you guys. And like I said, question everything. This is my truth. I'm only giving you my truth. You have to decide whether it's your truth or not, right? Yeah. And I bet you're not afraid of dying anymore either, are you? I think you're more afraid of living at this point. It shifts everything. Just a little tiny shift in perspective can change everything, right? You've experienced that. It changes everything. So we're going to try for a week from Saturday for the grounding class, and then we'll put together a protection class. But from what we're looking at, they pretty much intertwine together. Well, my godmother said that you might have heard me tell this story the other night because you're usually on all my lives. She died because she had childbed fever. The doctors had no idea what it was. It's a staph infection from unclean instruments. So she just had a baby and she was just buckets and buckets of pus. Okay. They had no idea what was going on. She died. And when she was waiting for her turn to do her review, she was watching the people in front of her crying and saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. And they said, okay, it's your turn. Are you ready to go? And she says, no, I have to go back and raise 6 kids. And they sent her back. Okay. And that even shifted her psychic awareness and everything. Yeah. Well, metaphysical means more than physical. There's so much more to God than what the Bible teaches. And then the Bible has been changed so many times, it's crazy. But you could hear him though, right? You didn't have to move his mouth. Yeah. Yep. You came back to be a messenger. You came back to be a shift. What is it? I can't even think. Shaker and shifter. That and there's a lot of books coming out on Mary Magdalene right now. If you go back and look at a lot of the stories that are in the Dead Sea Scrolls, okay, you can see the difference in how the Bible's been changed. Yeah. Yeah. I've read a lot of the Anunnaki book. And I read a lot of Zachariah Stitchin's stuff too. Girl, I'm a reader. Well, I heard she was, from what I can find out, she was from France. And she went back to France after he was crucified. But then, yeah. Yeah. I would love to be in the vaults of the Vatican. Well, yeah, because Jesus was an olive skin man. Of course not. Because the white men think that they are superior because their skin's white. I had a guy from the South tell me one time, he said, "Oh no," he goes, "the white man is so much more closer to God. You can tell by the color of his skin." And I just said, if you go back and look at the history, okay, when the slaves, a lot of our gospel music, a lot of our rhythm and blues and everything all came from I forgot what I was going to say. What was I saying? My mind went blank. I got to quit looking into your comments when I'm trying to tell a story. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's, yeah, the white people. Okay. So when this, okay, a lot of our hymns, a lot of music, our spiritual music, the rhythm and blues, everything, were all from Black music. They were very religious, very, very spiritual. And when they were freed, they started universities, they started colleges, they started schools, churches, all kinds of things, you know. They were very spiritual people. They always have been. And for him to tell me something like that, it's like, and he told me that right after I had taken a history course. And it was re-emphasizing to me, I just couldn't believe it. Ah. And if you look at the 12 tribes of Israel, if you follow the pathway of where they were supposed to have left, okay, if you follow the pathway of where the 2 tribes of Israel that disappeared, if you follow the water currents, they would have ended up in Central America and South America. That's why the Egyptian cities and a lot of the cities in Central America and South America have the same names. And the Native Americans have a story that they've been telling for over 100 years. They said that Jesus met with a representative from each one of the 12 tribes of Israel in order to prepare him for what was coming. And that was probably in the late 1800s. Oh, we probably should have did this on a separate reading. This is this is supposed to be the Capricorn reading. Oh my goodness. This is why I call them tarot and talk. Yeah. Yeah, and look at how they had superior brain surgery and everything down in Central and South America. If you ever get a chance to subscribe to Gaia, go for it because they bring out a lot of stuff. A lot of things. And they talk about quantum physics. And I've been telling people now, go back and watch the movie, What the Bleep Do We Know? Okay. That came back in the 90s, and it was a little documentary that took the whole country by storm. That came out probably about the same time as Celestine Prophecy. And that's what I was going to tell you about that book. Everywhere you went, this was back in 92. Everywhere you went, everybody was reading that book on their lunches and restaurants, on airplanes. Yeah. And then I was telling Matthew the other day, we were talking about indigo children, and he was telling me about the different levels of indigo children and stuff. So he was educating me on a lot of things. And the Native Americans have had a prophecy for generations about the blue children that were coming to change the world. That's the indigo children. And they're all coming in, and they seem to be more technologically advanced. Yeah. We should probably be doing this talking on Messenger or something, so we could talk back and forth instead of you having to type. Oh. I'm still inviting everybody to come in and contribute to the conversation. It says we have 3 people on, so. Yeah. I have my you're not with Facebook or Instagram. You can still have Messenger even though you're not on Facebook or Instagram. Or we could do Skype. Have you ever tried Skype? That's how I do a lot of my readings. That way we can talk. Yeah. Instant fake. Skype is, we could do one-on-one and we could see each other or talk. This is not Facebook, hon. This is how I do a lot of my readings now, is on Skype, because we could always talk on there. And it's free. And I'll tell you what it is here. That's my Skype name. Yeah, because we can get some one-on-one. And like I said, these classes are going to be on Zoom, and we'll be able to talk back and forth and answer questions and stuff. Oh, cool. Cool. So I ordered a crystal. One of the things that we did, I mean, we're trying to cover all the bases on the grounding. Ooh, 19 degrees tomorrow. We're trying to cover all the bases on grounding, and I ran across this while I was doing research on crystals. Yeah, let me pull it up, Skype. And there was a crystal in there. Where's my Skype? Interesting. Hold on, let me find it. There's this crystal that will, if you're out of your body, it will reach out and grab you and pull you back into your body. And I said, oh, I want it. So I got on Amazon and I ordered one. Now my neighbor wants one. That is so funny. And then there was another one that it talked about, was very grounding too. It was a dragon crystal. And it talked about, it was very grounding. But then when I did a little more research on it, I kind of said, I don't know if I'm going to tell everybody to get this because it's kind of a law of attraction crystal. What you put out, it pulls back to you. So if you're angry or having a bad day, it's going to draw more of that into you. Just like I talk about your thoughts, this is amplifying your thoughts and stuff. And it's like, oh, wow. So I don't know if I want to put that one out there for people to get something like that and then have all these things coming back at them. Why are you not coming? Why won't you let me pull it up? Oop. So, Skype. Yeah, there it is. Install. I've got it on both computers, but so yeah, so I'm kind of, because I knew some of the other crystals, I had just never heard of these two, and then why is it bringing me up Instagram instead of Skype? And no, I don't have Instagram, and it's telling me Skype. Skype for Android. Oh, I just got notification I'm online. What, half an hour, 47 minutes later? Yeah, I'm trying to download it. It says it's installed. Where is it? Open? Allow. Come on. Yeah, the only one I didn't have it on was my, there it is. There it is. We got it, girl. We're connected now. Good, 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 good. I should let you go for this evening. I'm sure all these Capricorn people are going to love to sit and read our conversation. Oh, no. And then that's what we do. We sit and we do tarot and talk. I don't know how you get all those little symbols. That's cute, anime. Yeah. Okay, well, everybody, I think we'll wrap it up for tonight. And I have to connect with my neighbor a little bit over this class. And yeah, got me. Yes, I got you. So tomorrow I am doing Aquarius, Pisces, and Cancer. And Wednesday I'll do Gemini, Virgo, and Sag. Okay. And if you want to talk tomorrow night, we can talk afterwards too. Okay. You all have a good night, and everybody, namaste.